What up, what up, what up? It's your girl KG. We are back today. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. The way you know you're watching the replays, when you look up, you don't see that live red box. That means you are watching a replay. If you are new, meaning you've never watched any of our lives before, go ahead and put new in the comments. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag HeySK in the comment and go ahead and drop that clock. Because every day we are reclaiming our time. My name is Katia Green. That's my lovely wife, Stephanie Green. And we make up Hey SK. We are known as the superheroes of self-care. We help people activate their inner superhero and activate the power within so they can reclaim their time by delegating confidently. So I am going to pass it off to my lovely wife, Stephanie. She's going to kick this topic off. So you better stay to the end because it's a good one.
Yes, let me pull this up. So, welcome. It's been a minute since we've been live on YouTube. So, welcome. And let me go pull this post up. And I put this following post with the caption that I've been looking to clean up my friends list on Facebook. There's too many over there. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So, and then I keep seeing these posts that just let me know it's time to go. Now, for those who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and let you know right now. I'm a bisexual and Katia is a lesbian. Okay? That is the B and the L in the LGBT plus community. Just want to go ahead and lay that out there. So if you didn't know and you're on Facebook and it does not align with your views or you don't like it, please unfriend us. So I'm gonna read this. You want me to read the whole thing?
Now, if you want to paraphrase it, pick the parts out if you want. I'm cool with you reading the whole thing.
Okay. All right.
There's some parts of a little bit of everything that I got something to say on.
So this was shared.
Go with it.
For the record, this came from the account of this under the husband's name, but at the end it has her name at the end of it. Just to preface this, we've been Facebook friends for years. These are my old youth pastors back when I used to go to church back in high school. I graduated high school 2005. Katia and I have been together almost 6 years, which means that person was friends with me before we and her got together. They should have unfriended me 6 years ago. As June approaches, I'm being inundated with Pride Month advertisements, displays, and emails. I feel strongly it's time for Christians to come out and stand against a culture that is strongly pushing an agenda on our society and our children that goes against the word of God and everything I believe in. I want to emphasize the I's in this because this is not my words. This is somebody else's words. I ask myself who will defend our kids from the lies. Will I sit back in silence as they teach our kids that it's okay to go against the truth of God? For your kids' sakes, I will no longer stay silent. I must stand up, speak truth to corporations that feel the need to lead our children down a path of lies. I must stand up and advocate for truth. Let's talk about proud. I'm proud to be a Christian. I'm proud that I have a Savior that changed my life and gave me hope. I'm proud that Jesus offered a better way of life than my own destructive way. I'm proud that God gave us His unchanging word, guide to us in truth. I am also proud that this hope is available to anyone that calls in the name of Jesus. I can't and won't sit back while our community pushes an agenda. Oh, damn, I lost my pieces. Yes, PBS. I am proud. I'm Savior that changed me and gave me hope. Proud to offer a better way of life than my own destructive way. I'm proud that God gave us unchanging word to guide us in His truth. I'm also proud that this hope is available to anyone that calls on the name of Jesus. I can't and won't sit back while our country pushes an agenda that goes against everything I believe in. For the past 3 years, I've seen our society grow bolder in their push for alternative lifestyles and an alternative from what God designed for His people. Many stores and corporations that I've long supported have now caved and publicly embraced the support and promote the LGBT plus lifestyle by setting it up on displays in honor of Pride Month or donate a portion of their proceeds to organizations that openly target children with transgender ideals. It's not okay. Our kids deserve better. They deserve parents and families that will fight for their innocence and fight for truth. Just say that He's the truth in the way, and I believe that. I know that. If you want to know more on how to take a stand on all, who cares about that crap? And then she said, if you know more about Jesus' hope, let me know more to come, blah, blah, blah. But I want to point out before I unleash this over to Katia, there's a lot to be said in that statement. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Copy link. Drop this in my comments of people who comment on this post. So I shared it with the caption about, hey, looking to my friends list, and the universe says, here, hold my beer. I got you. And that's what I see. And I've seen some other posts this week that didn't really align with who I am as a person. So I just unfriended anybody that I was friends with that positively interacted with that stuff. So it's helpful. But I just wish that more Christians were like the one comment I saw the last I looked at this post, that I wish more Christians or people who identify as Christians were like this Joanna lady. Because if they were, the world, especially this country, would be a much better place. She said, I respectfully disagree with this post. At the core of Jesus' preaching is love, acceptance of all. You as Christians have not been wronged by the LGBT community. Your agenda is still very firmly planted in society. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? He would not shame or cast out or think he has been wrong because someone else is being, in parentheses, made by God, live and let live. At the end of the day, your beliefs should not infringe on others' civil liberties. If it bothers you, and as they say, mind your business. You claim to teach the word of God, and I think you missed the point in this. With this post, you make others who are different feel less than human, and that's not nice. Also, biology is more complicated than X and Y gender. I guess Mrs. Helm, as teacher, taught you that. There are so much more bigger fish to fry. But I really want to address the part where they say that there's an agenda. What agenda? And if somebody's watching this, either live or the replay, Facebook or YouTube, please let me know, what is this agenda that people keep talking about? Because I don't understand. Do you know any people looking at history, didn't come out, were afraid to come out, mess on the low? There's a reason why there's terms called beards. There's a reason for it. Because it wasn't widely accepted. But it doesn't matter. Because when you read books, especially back then, you watch TV, what do you see most of the time? Up until, let's say, the last maybe 10 years or so, and that's generous, straight people. That's what you see. You see straight people. So if that's the case, then who's making these gay people? Who? Because I grew up with a mother and a father. They're heterosexual. They got married and produced me. I grew up watching Family Matters, Sisters, A Different World, Step by Step. I can keep going. Saved by the Bell, Meets World. That's my favorite. What do all those have in common? They're all strewn and filled with heterosexual ideals, since we're going to put on ideals. So based off of that theory, and I watched a lot of TV, I should be straight, right? Based off of that theory. But to really tip it off, why do you care so much? If two consenting adults are doing what two consenting adults consent to do, why do you care? And why do you care that much, but then you turn a blind eye to the non-consensual stuff that happens in your own church? Why? You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. All the issues, I put them in parentheses because it's not an issue, just take a stand on. That is what you choose. But you claim to be a Christian, and all lives are supposed to matter, except for that just goes to show that they really don't. Like somebody living unapologetically in their truth, they're not harming you, they're just out, they're not hiding anymore, and that bothers you. And if it does bother you, I would really encourage you to dig deep and unpack why it bothers you so much. What about somebody minding their business makes you so uncomfortable? Excuse me. Is it because that they're doing something that you're too afraid to do? You wish that you could be that open and really truly love who you want to love and be at peace with that decision. But no, you're too busy listening to what they've been drilled, indoctrinated you with that book, and too busy worrying about what society is going to think about you to come out the closet and be you. That's it. That's all. Because nobody in their right mind who's straight cares. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I firmly believe that. But these same ones, that's what you want to take a stand on? When 2 weeks ago we had a shooting, what about the kids then? When somebody's dad went to go get a birthday cake for his 3-year-old and didn't make it home? Where's your stand on that? What about that kid? Now that kid is now fatherless at 3, all because he went to get him a birthday cake, minding his black ass business. What about those kids? What about all those kids who lost parents that weekend? There were 2 shootings that weekend. That wasn't just the only one. We don't care. No? People going at a church, grocery store and a church that weekend. People were minding their business, grocery shopping and practicing their faith, and people lost their lives, which means somebody's kid, somebody's child lost their life, or somebody's parent, if they were a parent, auntie, grandma, teacher, lost their lives. What about those kids? We don't care. Oh, what about those kids that lost their life earlier this week in a school, elementary school, babies? What about those? Those kids? What about those kids? What about the trauma of those that lived? Or that 5th grader whose parent just happened to come pick them up early for a doctor's appointment that day? You don't think, what about those kids? What about the mental health, the long-term and mental health effects of surviving that? What about those kids? You don't care about those kids? Those kids don't matter, right? Just the ones that fall in the LGBT community, because there's finally representation that allows them to be free and open and live their truth rather than hide in the shadows. But you liked it when they were hiding in the shadows, right? Because that way you could also hide in the shadows with them. But something about them truly living the truth that you want to live really bothers you. But that is where this came from. I shared that yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Please unfriend me. If that's how you feel, please unfriend me. It's no hard feelings, because at the end of the day, I want people who are on my time that are going to support me personally and professionally. I also want people that I can support personally and professionally. One, I don't really want to buy anything from you if that's truly how you feel about me. I mean, not knowingly. I mean, I'm sure I've done it, not knowingly. But I understand that if you feel that strongly, then you're not going to support me. Even though you may really like my designs, you may really, really be touched by the coloring book, but because it came from us, you don't want it. So you need to go. You need to go. But I'm going to go ahead and pass off to kids and let her share her piece.
I don't have no peace behind this. Like, this is ridiculous. It's sad. Like, out of all the stuff you want to take a stand for, you're mad because some LGBT pride stuff is in a store where you and your kids gotta go, and you're mad about that. Like, I just don't understand. And the agenda, what is it? I want to know too, because there must be an agenda to kill people that look like me, from kids that get guns. These kids 18, you ain't that grown. Kid 15, that's a teenager. So you weren't about them being put in the agenda. But obviously, their kids getting in the hands of guns is killing other people. That's not an agenda, though. That's okay. And the sad part is, y'all worrying about somebody else's lifestyle, but y'all privately happy that somebody that look like me, more people that look like me, is gone. More people that look like me is dead. Like, I'm married to a woman. I serve my country. I'm not bothering nobody. They not bothering nobody. It's funny how y'all expose kids to drugs, alcohol, weed. Come on and smoke a little weed with me. It ain't gonna do nothing. Come on and join this gang. Come on and sell these rocks. They've been using kids as dope dealers since before times. It's okay to put that on the kid, have them in the street selling drugs. But the moment they ain't too young to sell drugs, or y'all ain't too young, or y'all ain't taking a stand on that. They can sell drugs, as long as you ain't gay. You can go to jail, you can be in juvie, as long as you ain't gay. You can get drunk before the drinking age, as long as you ain't gay. Yeah. I'm just like, if you feel exactly like that lady feel, the man feel, whatever, unfriend me. Please. Unfriend me. Because guess what? I'm going to walk down the street holding my wife's hand happy. Ain't nothing you can say or do. And I want to know what she calling people in the DM for. What, you going to go around and shoot every person you see that's LGBT? Or you going to start a riot? Or you going to be in front of Target trying to go to hell, get these gays out of it? Like, what are you going to do? Why they got to go in the inbox? Why can't you say it on your post? You was bold enough to put the post out there. What you coming to the DM for? Stuff like that bothers me. Because, like, why are you going to the DM? So now you're going to target people that's LGBTQ? I just don't understand, why is this a big deal? I didn't have this platform. I knew I liked women at 5. Didn't understand love, but I knew I liked women. And I say this all the time. I knew. The same way your little 5-year-old son come home from kindergarten, Mommy, I got me a little girlfriend. He knew. They know. They might not understand. Some of y'all grown and don't understand the whole facet of love and relationships. And you still ain't got it right. Old as dirt and still ain't getting it right. The same thing. It's all cute when he talking about, Mommy, that's my girlfriend. As soon as Mommy, that's my, I like, oh no, you 5. You don't know what that is. When we go take you to the altar. And I know somebody told me this years ago. My wife and I talked about it too. Homosexuality is the easiest topic to put in the forefront to cover up bullshit that's going on in the church and in the community. Everybody can talk, but that's easy.
It's an easy target.
It's an easy target.
Yep.
But we ain't talking about pastors sleeping with kids and little boys. We ain't talking about pastors sleeping with other people and not their wives, and the
Or sleep
wives sleeping with
with
other
one.
people, or
Mm-hmm.
sleeping with other. We ain't talking about that, because
Yeah.
we don't need to take a stand on that. We don't talk about people stealing out of stores. We want to
Mismanagement
talk about all the mismanagement of money and people.
taxes.
That's why so many celebrities are out now. It's a platform. People feel safer. Being gay ain't new. It's not new. It's been around. People just feel safer now. That's why kids. It ain't a big exposure. Kids feel safer. You know how many kids kill themselves because they couldn't be comfortable because their parents were nasty and rude, hateful. You know how many kids came to me and talked to me when I was a counselor because they felt comfortable talking to me? You feel it. And it's not for you to understand. It's not your life. Some of y'all parents gay, and you just ashamed because of all the trash you done talked about the LGBT community. How dare you come out? Some of y'all don't. Oh, been delivered. You ain't delivered. You just, It's easier to live the life where everybody don't have to. You don't have to deal with it. This life ain't easy. I'm black. I'm a woman, and I'm gay. It ain't easy. That's why y'all ain't delivered. You just go back to what's easy, because you're too scared to stand up for yourself. But I ain't scared. I'm a lesbian. I'm proud to be one. And family, friends, Facebook, or whatever. If you don't like it, delete me. Because guess what? There's a billion people in the world, and I will get supported. Don't sit up there and suck up my motivation and my good content for yourself, and behind the scenes you talking trash about me. Don't sit up there and be in my white face and you sort of quote unquote her family because you think you might gonna get a piece of a dollar when we make it. You ain't getting jack. Or people fake supporting, knowing they really don't rock with us. There is no separation of lifestyle in me. I am one and the same. You don't like one, you don't like the other. Period. Don't deal with me. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at all. I just don't do fake. I don't do fake. Like I've always said that. You don't like me, Katia the lesbian is Katia. Period. You don't like my lifestyle, you don't like me. So go ahead, unfollow, unfriend, block, whatever. I don't do fake. Because I ain't changing. I'm not hiding myself. I'm not covering up. I'm going to hold my wife's hand proudly the same way you hold your husband's hand. Because you probably wish you was holding somebody's wife's hand. Some of y'all. So you mad because you can't live your truth, so now you wanna stop it from everywhere. Get out of here. Out of all the stuff, a shooting just happened where a person who Caucasian goes to shoot up people, target African Americans. Y'all want to take a stand on gay because Target support pride. That means, oh, I don't see that. I just see this. Yeah, I'm glad it happened. That's what that says to me. Why you ain't taking a stand on that? He was 18. Matter of fact, I think he was younger.
No,
He was 18.
he waited to. They said he waited till he was 18 to do that.
The school or the grocery? I
Um,
think the grocery store was like 15. He was
mm,
young.
I
I don't
don't.
know. Either way, they ain't grown. Where's that agenda? Where's that influence coming from? That's okay though, right? We're not talking about that. This is current. It ain't like I'm talking about history. This is current activities. And no one's taking a stand on that. No one's doing nothing to your children. I knew at a young age. You know. It's not for
Eight,
you to understand. Huh?
they were both 18.
18. So grown. They not that grown. Where did this agenda come from? Y'all want to put agendas. We're all this killing. Target. You knew to target a specific group. Where did you get taught that? Hmm. All I got to say is if you feel like what Steph read in the beginning, go back and read it. Delete me. I love women. I love my wife. I'm proud. Love wins all day, every day. Ain't nothing fake over here. If you family on my timeline got an issue, block, delete me. Anybody, block, delete me. If you smile in my face and you talk trash behind my back about, oh, I'm going to hell. First of all, people got to believe what you believe to go to the places you're trying to put them. Everybody don't believe what you want to believe. It's funny how we're an agenda and putting it on these kids, but yet y'all wanna make everybody be Christian. What like why don't you just be Christian and live your life? Why do you have to go around? It's not everybody. You got other religions out here, Muslims and other people who spiritual people. Everybody's not a Christian. It's okay. Why don't you just gather with your Christian friends, be Christian, be hateful, be judgmental together, because that's all y'all do.
There's no such hate like Christian love. No such love like Christian hate.
Like, I don't get it. Like you taking a stand because somebody choose to love who they want to love. I feel like when people that strong about something, you mad because you can't live it. Because I got people in my life that straight, loving their husbands. I'm proud for them. I'm happy for them. And we living our lives. Ain't no drama. I feel like when you that strong to get rid of something, unless it's just like racist or racism, like if you got that strong, we ain't worrying about those issues. We just worrying about let's get the gays out of here. Let's remove them. They're traumatizing our kids. Our kids are so hurt. How? You know how many children I work with that I love? What about the pedophiles? What about Uncle Jojo, who touched every little girl in the family? We ain't dismissing Uncle Jojo.
Don't Jojo.
My bad. Uncle Charles, is that better? Uncle Charles. We ain't dismissing Uncle Charles. It's funny. I just want to know this agenda. If you watching live or the replay, tell me what's the agenda that LGBT people are trying to put on you and your kids.
I know
Tell
that
me.
I know that a lot of
I just want to know.
So I know that a lot of hoteps, which this person who posted it is not a hotep, they're white. Just to put that out there. But I know a lot of hoteps believe that they say that we can't procreate and that it's the white man's way. Mind you, this is not my words. This is what I've been told or observed. I don't feel this way, but they say it's the white man's way to keep the black community because we can't procreate. And I have to explain that people that the same way heterosexuals who have fertility issues, we off the same way. The only difference is you have ready sperm available. But we've had offers. Like if we wanted to have kids, the same way you go and take your husband and do what you do with your doctor, we could do the same. And we've had people, more than one, we've had several people offer if we wanted to. So
And it's crazy because that's not uncommon. I know plenty heterosexual women that had to use fertility to have a baby. They couldn't have it a natural way.
right. And it's not a
So what's
knock.
the issue?
And I'm not knocking women that need it. It's not a knock. It's just
But you
great.
trying to say that's their excuse for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like we can't procreate. My eggs still work.
Hell yeah.
I know plenty. I know plenty of LGBT families that have natural, like they have kids.
Hell yeah.
They birth.
And here's
But
the
y'all
thing, I
worrying
think
about the wrong shit because you got heterosexuals that birth kids and don't take care of them and mistreat them.
because they're accidents. That's the thing, and I think that's the people feel to realize. Like heterosexuals produce kids on accident all the time. You guys produce unwanted babies all the time. You don't want them. You just wanted to get your rocks off. You were mad. You were experiencing a passion with your lover. Who gives a hootenanny? You had sex, and you made that baby. It was an accident. It wasn't a plan. But for some of you, for whatever reason, continued your pregnancy. Maybe you felt it was the right thing to do. Maybe you thought you could handle it, and the kid got here, and you're like, I don't like it, and it shows in how you parent your kid. And that's the part that people fail to realize. If Katia and I were to have kids, it would not be an accident. That baby would have been well planned and well loved. Because it's not a oops, oh, we're pregnant. Oh, we are. We're gonna keep it. Okay, how do you feel about it? We're kind of overwhelmed with bills, but the baby will be here. Nope, well, none of that over here. It's good because we tried. We tracked our cycles. We did what the doctor told us to do. We planned this baby. So when the positive pregnancy test pops up, we'll be like, oh my God! And it'll be pure joy and excitement from the moment we get that news. That's the difference. That is the difference. Gay people love that. Hell, like their kids more so than them damn straight people. But I digress on that one. The baby will be well wanted and wanted. That's the difference.
Me, I ain't grew up with near parent, but y'all pressed a
Again,
heterosexual parent.
that's an
Heterosexuals, y'all is a
accident.
positive household.
Accident.
Y'all have negative household. I ain't had near parent. I was raised by my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know how in the 80s more grandparents raised a lot of grandparents raised their grandkids. Well, in where I was, or grandparents had them, even though they lived with their parents. Their grandparents had the most influence on them because their parents were shitty.
Yep. Definitely an accident. Right. And that's not fair. That wasn't fair to you at all. I mean, I'm grateful you're here and I'm grateful that you had people that were able to step in. But that to have
And the
parents
thing is,
do that and
what?
then no, I'm saying, but to have parents to do that and then create a whole set of other issues, it's pretty fucked up when you think about it. Like it's pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. But you said the thing is,
And the thing is like y'all worrying about the wrong stuff. And the problem is, I know so many people that have gay parents, and they like the same sex. I mean, they like opposite sex. They're heterosexual. Like some of my friends, they got kids, and their kids grew up from 3 on. Now they graduated high school. They're boys. They're not gay. They like girls. There's some girls. They like boys. They're not gay. Just because you around gay people don't make you gay. I need y'all to use your brain. Stop 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 living in hate. Use your brains. Your people who y'all out there who hate LGBT community and want to cause harm to them, or if harm is caused to them, you like, oh well, another one gone. I'm glad we ain't got to deal with. You ain't no better than people that's racist and want to see black people gone. You're no better, and we got it bad in the black community. They high on the list of hatred towards LGBT community. High on the list. How do
yep.
I know? Because I lived around them and I had to work with kids who wouldn't come out to their parents and came out to me. Because all I did was love them. Show them love. Some of y'all embarrassed by y'all kids. It's terrible. Some of y'all was on drugs and crack houses, nodding off on the street corners where their friends and their friends' parents saw you looking a hot ass mess on the corner when they was growing up. Oh, but God forbid they say, "Mom, I'm gay." Now it's like, "Oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh my God!" But you was on the corner. Oh, look at so and so mom. She looked like she on drugs, but you wanted them to love. We got told still your parent. That's what the black folks say. I can't speak for other communities. That's what I was told. That's still your dad. Even though he locked up and ain't doing jack for me, that's still your dad. God forbid I'm gay. It's like you get out. Kids get put out all the time. No, parents don't get told that's still your kid. You don't get you're not they're not forced to show the same love and compassion that kids are for their parents. Hmm.
That's always weird to me. How they always put the responsibility on the younger party. Because I don't care at 35 or 65, the 65-year-old still has 30 more years of experience than the 35-year-old. So they should know better. You shouldn't have to explain certain things to. I always found it to be really weird.
But like if you feel like this, if you go in the store and you see LGBT pride stuff, Coach just made some slides. If it makes you cringe, delete me. And then once you delete me, I need you to check yourself. Check yourself. Dig deep. Why does it make you cringe? Because it ain't me. I haven't done nothing to you. And most LGBT people you pass not gonna do nothing to you. Most of them just want to live and mind their business. and
That's
be
it.
happy and not get the weird stares and look funny.
Or
I
call them.
promise. Or call names. And it's sad. And then what gets me is black people that look like me, because we get it from other races all the time. And y'all know what it feels like to be ostracized and and left out. You know what it feels like to be.
For something you can't control.
I can't. I was born like this. I knew I
And-
liked girls when I was young.
But
And when your
you're
son
not
is,
black, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can't control. Like white people know what that feels like. Yeah.
and if because the crazy thing is everybody not gay because everybody not meant to be gay. Some people are this. They know, and some people hide it. You like, well, people come out at 40. That's because y'all y'all talk trash about gay people so much. They're like, well, shit, I don't. Some people are not confident enough. See, I got a mouth on me, and I'm confident enough. And then, and at a young age, and my grandmother told me that I couldn't live in her house, I would go to a shelter. At a young age, I don't care. I'm gonna live my truth. No one gets to tell me. I would live in a shelter before I hide who I am for somebody else. I don't care who you are. And all the stuff that I was exposed to, I would have rather went into a shelter. All the drugs and guns and violence that I was exposed to growing up, I would have rather went to a shelter.
You would have had better odds.
I love my wife. I love my lifestyle. I'm not bothering nobody. We out here building brands, businesses, growing. I ain't bothering nobody. Why do you hate? You gotta ask yourself that question. When I look at straight people that's happy in love, I'm happy for them. Love has no gender. My sisters that got husbands, I'm happy for them. I'm not trying to be like, girl, come on over. No, I'm happy for them. So why can't you just be happy for other people, even if they're not living the life that you agree with? I know that's hard. You gotta unpack why, when my wife and I walk down the street, or somebody else walk around the street with their boyfriend or husband, same sex, why does it bother you so much? No one is putting it on your kids. Because trust me, if your daughter was around me and she became you, oh, you be like, since she been around you, she been more talking about gay. That's because I made her feel comfortable. What was already inside of her. They don't talk to you because you talk bad about them. You make them feel bad for one. You say you don't know what you want. Y'all teenagers can have boyfriends at 15, 16 years old. It's cute. As soon as they have a girlfriend, you don't know what you want. You're not old enough. But you could drive them to the movies with their boyfriend to the movies. Let them drive with their girlfriend. Oh, they don't know. They do know. You don't know. You don't want to understand. Because some of y'all married to your husbands out of tradition, not out of love. Because your mama told you it wasn't right. So now you're going to tell your kid, if I can't be with a woman and I really want to be with one. That's why some people, when their parents die, they can live. They feel free. Because their parents was holding them up. Because they care more about what their parents thought than their own lives. I'm 38 years old. There's no way I'm living for somebody else. You don't you don't like my lifestyle, don't be around me. I don't need no family. My wife's my family. I don't need them around me if they're gonna be negative and fake. I love family. I'm family oriented, but I'm not about to hide who I am. If I want to kiss my wife, I'm gonna kiss her, and then I don't mean tongue. If I want to hug her, I'm gonna hug her. If you're uncomfortable, you gotta deal with that inside of you and ask why. Because I didn't do nothing but show love to my wife. My friends hug their spouses all the time. My homeboys hug their wife and give them a kiss goodbye, and we about to go hang out. That doesn't bother me. It's normal. What you
Right?
should do, embrace your partner when you depart. Go
But
ahead,
then,
Steph.
I said, but I know like when they say like agenda, and especially like with Christians, I'm like, truly, like one could be. I think it'd be more so to say like there's more of an agenda that they have than anybody else. Like you feel a certain way based off of your religion that you choose to participate in. It's your choice. Even if your parents forced you to go to church as a kid, and you're as an adult, you still go. Your choice. You're choosing to still participate, which I don't knock it. That's what you want to do you. But you want everybody else to do that. I find Christians in that aspect to be some of the most hypocritical people ever. Like you want people to respect you, your life as Christianity, but when you go out in public spaces where not everybody is Christian, you get mad or unhappy when they are celebrating other people that may not ideal you. Newsflash: you have people that are in your churches with you that are gay, whether they're open or not. Somebody in there is suppressing how they feel.
Right. I used to have friends. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Steph. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I want you to finish your thought. I couldn't hear
You
you
ever
on this.
wonder why certain people in church are a certain age and you never see them with anybody? That never occurred to you? Why? Oh, they're single. Oh, how you love? Like, okay, and then give you some little half-ass answer, or they be like, okay, are we good? Oh, there's no good men out here because they don't like men. I just haven't found any, and they give you vague answers. I just haven't found anybody, or they always give you some run of the real answer. Did it ever occur to you that maybe they're either A, seeing somebody on the side that they're unwilling to tell you about, or they're truly just fighting the urge because they don't really want to be with the man. So they're like, if I can't be with who I really want to be with, I'd rather be single. Just food for thought.
So, so
But pay attention. They're around there.
yeah. They out there, and it's sad because I used to have people in college dress just like me all school year. Soon as they get time to pack up and go home, every semester they back in girl clothes. Like, why should you have to live your life like that? Y'all parents are trifling. Like, why would you make your kid live like that? They're in school doing great things. They're not bothering nobody, but they can't be comfortable in the clothes that they choose to be comfortable in because, oh, I'm paying for your college. If you don't dress like this, then I'm not. That's so wrong.
It's sick.
You need to unpack why you treating your kid like that. They ain't doing nothing wrong in school, good grades, ain't in jail. I've seen it. I mean, my grandmother wouldn't buy me boy clothes either, but when I got grown, I'm gonna buy my own clothes. That's why I work. You ain't gonna tell me what I can't buy with my clothes. And if she would have like, you can't live in my house with that, I would have moved out.
I wonder what would have happened though, like had she lived long enough to see that. Like I just wonder.
I
Like when
wanted
you
to.
went home for Christmas break, is she gonna blame the school? If the school changed you, or
No, people part of my church because they saw me dress girly and didn't know. I always wanted to dress like that. But you can't stop somebody from me. And the one thing people always they like want to force their little daughters to be in dresses. My wife wear dresses. Newsflash, she's still with me. Just because you put a dress on your daughter, don't that's not gonna take the gay away. Like y'all be acting dumb. Like seriously. Like you think putting a dress on your daughter is gonna make her ungay? She just gonna look at girls in a dress because you forced her in a dress.
actually
School did,
you
Virginia
make her
State
less?
didn't do nothing.
I was like, you really make her less of a threat at that point because she blends so that she's not obvious. So
Right.
like, that's all
That's
it
all
is.
they want. They
But
want them to blend.
I mean, it just makes it easier for her to hide it. That's all. Because then she goes to her girlfriend's house and it's just friends. You think they're besties because she looks cute. They just be cute. That's all you do.
Right.
With the other
Sleep
unsuspecting parent who may not know, who happens to be a
or you
girly girl anyway.
sleepovers.
That's all. But anywho,
Yeah. You are I'm just this whole topic it just it irks my soul because like people out here are no longer on this earth. because of hateful people, all because they wanted to live in their truth. And as parents, and then when something happens to these kids, you're like, oh my son, I don't know where I went wrong. Not, you didn't go wrong. They wanted to live their life and you didn't want them, you didn't allow them to. Some people would rather than put up with you. And it's sad. That's why I want to open up a group home for kids. I always did. I wanted to open up a group home. And even if I can't personally run it, I can fund it. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. I never got it. I love kids. And it's just sad that people can't live their truth. It's sad that at 15, 12, 13, whatever age, they can come home and say, Mom, I like this boy. And it's like, boom, boom, boom. As soon as they say like a girl, it's like y'all go bananas. Shout out to the parents out there that love their kids despite of the kids provide a healthy space and home for their kids to love who they love. Still set those boundaries like you would with a boy. Like you can still be a parent, but you still love them. Like, look, you ain't gonna be laid up with her in my house, like I wouldn't let you lay up with a boy. Like you still had those boundaries, but you let them know that I love you in either way. See y'all. See ya. All right. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got, stuff.
I
All
just
I
think,
encourage you. Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I encourage anybody who out there live your truth. Live your truth. Find somebody. If you're young, find somebody you can trust that accepts you for you and live your truth. You ain't gotta be disrespectful.
Right.
There are programs out there that advocate for you. I would never want a kid. It'd be the same thing if a kid was in a home that they was being mistreated and they wasn't gay. It don't matter. It's not about gay, but if you're gonna treat them wrong and treat them rude, why want them there? If I could take some kids, and I would. Go ahead, I'm done.
No, you. I don't. That was it. I don't. I had nothing else really. Um. No, yeah, I was just saying. I just think it's funny. I always talk about the kids, the kids, the kids. Like, but the kids don't care. When it comes to the LGBT community, they don't care. They don't notice. They don't care. The only ones that care are the parents. The kids don't think anything of it until you make a big deal out of it. It's kind of like when your kid falls and you're like, you just like, okay, you okay? And then they get it back up and they dust their knees off. Or if they fall, you're like, oh my God, they freak out, they cry for the attention. It's like that. They don't care. They don't care. They really don't. And they understand way more than you think. There's nothing to explain. Nothing. I remember my nephew was 5. And I was like, what do you think about me and my girlfriend? And he was like, yeah. You explain it. The same way I love, hopefully, if you're in a committed relationship, love your son. Let's talk about that in the podcast. Your daddy or your stepdaddy, they love each other the same way. It's as simple as that. They don't care. They don't start caring until you start saying it's disgusting, it's a sin, and all these things against the Bible. And they're like, oh, mom said so. My mommy doesn't lie to me. They don't know you're a liar or a piece of shit. They don't know that. So it's really just that easy. And I tell people, if you're in the LGBT, if you're not in the LGBT community and you are a true ally, for you and you want to understand how to explain these things to your kids, I'm here to help you. I can't speak for the team. I'm not trans, but I also understand that that community can be a little sensitive to people asking questions from people who genuinely want to know. Um, I try my best to answer what I know to help you. If you truly want to learn, if you're going to be weird but you have my permission to DM me, and I'll help you.
They don't care. I work with kids in the elementary school. I dress like I had male slacks on, shirt, wore my hats. The only thing the kids said when I didn't have a hat on one day, it was like, Miss Tia, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. No, you don't have a hat on today. I had a couple of kids, they noticed stuff like that. I had a couple of kindergartners say, Miss Tia, are you a boy or a girl? I said, I'm a girl. Oh, okay. Or they be like, well, you got on boy clothes. I was like, it's not a, I said, clothes don't have no gender. I said, I'm a girl. I said, always be comfortable in whatever you in. I said, this is what I like to wear. I said, are you okay with that? Are you going to treat Miss Tia any different? No, you're cool with me, Miss Tia. I just wanted to know.
That's it.
And never ask me again.
Because they don't
But
care.
see, people genderize clothes. Girls only wear this color. Boys only wear this color. This is for girls. This is for boys. To the point where it's just like when they see that, they like, my mom said that's for a boy. If a girl has it on, then she must be a boy. This is too much. Worry about yourself. Worry about what you are exposing your kids to that can be detrimental to them. Because the LGBTQ community ain't doing nothing to your kids. If your kid turns out that they like the same sex, it's because they was gonna like it regardless. All my aunts had husbands. I grew up on some of the same TV shows Stephanie mentioned, and I always knew I liked women. Period. My aunts and them didn't do nothing. Always knew I liked women. If your kid's gonna be gay, they gonna be gay. You either gonna love them or you not. You either gonna cause them hell or you gonna treat them with love. I hope that you just pass them off to somebody that's gonna love them if you're gonna mistreat them. It's a phase. It's this. That killed me with that. It's a phase. It's a phase. And a lot of times, kids who go back to the opposite sex, it's because they try to in your mouth. And you know, such you ain't delivered. You're tired of hearing people mouth. And some people don't have the balls or the guts to stand up to people, so they go back to what is easy. That's it. Trust me, that's it. But you ain't got nothing else, baby. I ain't got nothing else.
No.
Remember, guys, you are the designer of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. It's your girl KG. I'm the K from SK. It's my lovely wife Stephanie. She's the S from SK. We are the superheroes of self-care. We help people activate their inner superhero and activate the power within so they can, excuse me, reclaim their time by delegating confidently. Until next time, y'all have an amazing day on purpose.